Welcome to another episode of GW Recap. I'm your host Cardell Dudley and George Washington. Tale of two halves, man. Came out in the first half. Looked like they was game to try to upset second place VCU. But the second half, the Rams rallied to knock off GW 80-72. George Washington was led by Trey Autry, who scored a game high 23 points. Rafael Castro was right behind with 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Darren Buchanan added 9 points to 6 rebounds. For VCU, Jack Clark led the way with 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. Zeb Jackson, who to me, I'll get into it later, dominated the second half in a lot of ways. Added 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists with 2 steals. And Joe Bamisile, former GW Revolutionary, added 14 points and 5 rebounds. Yeah, yeah. This is one that's gonna haunt the GW and Caputo for a long time. Like I said, it was a tale of two halves. GW came out on fire, started again 8-0 and went up 11-3 on the Rams in the first half. Looked like they were in full control, but we all know that VCU, as good as they are, they were going to go on a run, and that's what they did. VCU responded with an 18-13 run to get back in the game. They cut the lead to 3 at the 7:50 mark. They trailed GW 24-21. The first half, it was Rafael Castro. He scored 6 of their first 8 points. Just offensive putbacks, post ups, defensive plays, stripping the ball, going on the right run to the floor, and they find them in transition. But then when VCU made their run, it was by committee. Bamisile, Jack Clark, Philip Russell. They combined in that run. The VCU's first 21 points, they scored 14 of them. From there, it was just back and forth until the halftime, where GW held a 1-point lead, 36-35. At that point, Castro had 11 points, 3 rebounds. Ja'Cory Hutchinson had 6 points, and Dan Buchanan had 5 and 5. Jack Clark led away with VCU in the first half with 10 and 5, and Philip Russell added 7 points and 3 assists. 3-point shooting coming into the game. VCU have shot 32% on the season. In the first half, they shot 43%. And GW shot 33% for 3. But the free throws, VCU was 4 or 5, GW's 8 or 10. That's why they held a slim lead, 36-35. They would get to the free throw line despite to kind of lessen the blow of them not shooting 3-pointers, where I'm talking about George Washington. But in the second half, things switched right away. And Zeb Jackson, he had a lot to do with it. He wasn't alone, but he had a lot to do with it. Michigan transfer, his playmaking, and just controlling the game, running the offense was key to VCU establishing a great flow in the second half. And GW tried. They tried to fight. They tried to stay with him. I know Trey Autry. He had a. He started bombing away from 3, hit some tough shots, but it just wasn't enough, man. You got to get stops eventually, and the Rams, they're known for getting stops. I don't think people understand how potent defensively they are. They came into the game, they were 6th in Division I, the entire Division I, out of 364 teams in defensive rating, with a 91.9 defensive rating, and also they're 11th in the entire country, Division I. Out of 364 teams in points allowed, they only allow 62.9 points a game. Their defense can be suffocating. And when you have them down, you have to find a way to stop them, because they're going to find a way to make it hard for you during stretches to score. And that's what they did, especially in the second half, man. In the first half, George Washington, Shot 48% from the field. You know, they shot 33% from deep, 80% from the line. Second half, VCU clamped down on them. Held on to 37% shooting in the second half and 50%, even though they shot 50% from three, but that was due to a lot of tough shot making from Trey Autry, Gerald Drumgood and those guys when they were trying to cut down on that double-digit lead that the Rams had put on them, but neither here nor there, man. It was just it was too little, too late. Then on top of that, man, they went 11-17 from the free throw line. You can't do that, man. When you're struggling to score from the field, you get to the line and you only making 64%. It's tough to win, especially against a good team like VCU. Like I said, second half, Zeb Jackson, man, controlled the game. Max Sugar hit some timely shots. Joe Bambersil woke up. You know, he woke up. And, you know, I think he had the dagger dunk, to be honest. You know, drove baseline, dunked it home, you know, screamed late in the game. To me, that's what sealed it. Then it became a free throw game, and VCU made theirs, and GW didn't make theirs. Furman, I thought, gave him some good minutes, especially defensively. Had a couple key blocks where George Washington had numbers in transition. He ran down, glassed a couple shots. Bamgoy, he got hurt, came back in the game. His defensive presence as well. Just live body bigs, man. 6'10" or whatever, athletic. Come out there, guards, rotate over, bang in the post, alter shots at the rim, rebound, lob threats. Just tough to guard. He got a lot of athleticism on VCU. And then Jack Clark, man, 6-9 from the field, 18 points. If it was a play of the game, he was it. 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks. He was a monster. 4-7 from deep, 6'10", forward. He was a monster, man. But, you know, Zeb Jackson with his 15, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, only 2 turnovers. You know, it just by committee. It was just by committee, man. That they wore down GW. Once the defense clamped them down, GW couldn't get stops on them. And then they built the lead. They got up as much by 12, and it was 6:44 left, and they pretty much held on to that double-digit lead. GW didn't do themselves no favors with the turnovers, missing free throws, missing shots. VCU also won the bench battle, scoring 24 points to GW's 20. Only committed 11 turnovers thanks to Zeb Jackson. Wasn't a lot of turnovers. You know, they put the ball in his hands. He made the right reads and made great decisions, man. George Washington had a good chance to try to pull off a big win, a much-needed win that they needed, man, but just self-inflicting wounds, man, on top of VCU's defense. You already got to deal with that juggernaut right there. You can't beat yourself with the turnovers. You can't beat yourself missing free throws, missing a couple layups. You just can't beat yourself, man. Against good teams, you gotta execute. When you get your opportunity, you gotta seize that. And they failed to do so. George Washington. You know, Zeb Jackson. The reason why I keep going back to him, he was a plus 20 tonight. Plus 20. Just flawless basketball, man. 3 of 5, 3 of 3 from deep, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Yeah, he just played a complete floor game, and then on defensively, he gave GW point guards a fit. Like Christian Jones didn't have much of an impact. He was 1 for 2, only played the 17 minutes, had 3 turnovers. Jacory Hutchinson was 3 for 5, 8 points, pretty decent. But you know, Trey Autry, like I said, man, he got going, was aggressive, tried to will them back in the second half, but it just wasn't to be had. Outside of Castro, man, you didn't really get much offensively, and that's what VCU does. They're gonna take away a lot of your options, and so you do get your opportunities. You have to make the most of them. And that's what it is. But the GW falls to 16-9, 5 of 7 in A10 play. Only a couple weeks away from the A10 tournament, and they ain't looking good, man. Not only that, they're gonna have a tough seeding if this continues. Also, with the tough seeding, the more they lose, obviously, the less chance for postseason play, and that's not where you want to be. You want to be playing in the postseason. You want to, preferably the NCAA tournament, but damn sure one of the other ones, the NIT, CBI, whatnot. Especially when you're seeing what your rivals doing, George Mason, what they're doing, being first in the A10, is getting dire, man. You know what I mean? And just for competitors' sake, everyone wants to win. So, but for them to win, they got to correct a lot of little self-inflicting wounds, man. They gotta stop beating themselves. They have too many lapses on both ends of the floor. But with that being said, like I said, they fall to 16-9, 5 to 7, 8-10 play. Next up, Davidson. They got to hit the road. Go face a tough Davidson team that's 15-9. Saturday on the 15th at 4 p.m. And man, we'll see if George Washington can get back on the winning side. They're gonna have to stop this slide sooner or later, man. Or it's gonna get very ugly in the Smith Center in the heart of DC, man. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining me for another episode of GW Recap. I'll be back soon with another one. Talk to you guys later.